1 year and few weeks ago, we were filming a series of videos here, sharing some of the essential cosmic embrace philosophies, whilst building the forest sanctuary and sitting with our beloved Labrador with Crystal here. But at this time I'm thrilled to announce, or actually just come in that sense of connection, where we are sharing a cup of tea and sitting in front of the built sanctuary with a heating system installed and having just a set of inquiries, discoveries, conversation with Hannah. There was the idea to make it a sense of the what's nowadays popular podcast, or just a sense of talk among the two of us. So welcome, Hannah. It's such an honor to sit with you here after the journey we've undertook.
Yeah, thank you. I would also like to welcome you. And I remember we did our first video also in the circle here, when there was literally nothing. There may be some bricks, maybe some little bit foundations, some pillars, and we did this in an interview style. So now Miha came with the idea to use a bit of a podcast format, so to have a talk together, ask each other questions, and discuss different topics that are relevant for the shift in consciousness that a lot of people are aware of, but maybe, this video can inspire more people to tune in.
Yeah, I feel touched to sit here in that format and share a little bit with everyone that is tuning in and that has been part of our journey. So, warm welcome to everyone. Yeah, and speaking of warm welcome, I felt to begin with some questions regarding your personal journey. How do you feel that engaging with cosmic embrace on all levels, so being a host, being a participant, being a cook, being a builder, being a facilitator, how did it shape your personal journey? How did it affect you? What did it bring to you?
Wow, that's a really good question and a deep one. I feel like it really enriched my life on so many levels, and actually brought forth that maybe was already underneath, but then didn't have a space or the right time to be shared. So it felt really like a deep dive, because we started building not so long after I came here, and I didn't feel like I had any skills to do something like this, but but here we are. So there was something inside that could actually handle the physical impact, and creating something like this just from the flow without any actual plan or mathematics, some mathematics. And then when it was finished, running gatherings, retreats, it required me to really step up and to become mature, so to speak. Whereas 1.5 years ago, a little bit more, I was still in an apartment and in the Netherlands, not engaging in my day-to-day life like this with the shift and the work. So it really required me to step up on all levels. But it really, it transformed me.
It's been beautiful to witness you beyond the personal process and things that we share, but just, let's say, the alignment with your soul frequencies and coming alive of those more subtle, sensitive, what I call third wave qualities in you, that are just gently starting to discover and get a place to become alive.
Thank you. Yeah, how has it been for you? Because you also basically brought within quite a short amount of time your work fully here. I mean, of course, it's a continuous development, but you, after building, it really started to become active, and you were able to share yourself. So how has that been?
Intense and grounding. what stayed with me from the question is that in relatively short amount bringing the work forward. But when I look at my journey, I would say, but it's been years, when I started to share online my inner contemplations, my writings, when I started to receive, so to say, downloads, or just what I would call nowadays connection to cosmic awareness, and sharing it, when I was offering workshops here, which were more based in connection with nature, but all guided in that sense of facilitation. So for me it's been a build-up of last 9 years of me being here in my awakening journey and sharing myself, in limited terms, with the world, but giving here now also a tangible place was maybe what was needed to ground my expression, my energetic expression as well. So that's really a nice structure or a form from where I can discover and start relating, interconnecting with the world as a soul, as a being. So on the inner planes, on my feelings, that's really such a rewarding journey. It's I feel privileged for all of the connections that were made, for people coming here, and souls just reaching us, maybe just also virtually. Not everyone has come here, but for that connections. So that's really fulfilling. But on the other hand, the journey was also very much bringing me to reality, because just when fully stepping outside or online or putting myself out in the 3D world, I'm starting to see all of my shortcomings as a human being, all of my conditioned beliefs, programming. I mean, of course, I looked at it a lot through the journey, but now it's all the time you're literally engaging, interacting with it, so it's a live process. And how much am I still missing of being able to reach people? I feel right now we are reaching those that have done quite some of the inner work and can get us, but still there is a big gap or bridge to be made. And that's the inspiration, that's what's fueling my inner journey right now, or motivation maybe. It's challenging, but it's what makes it all real. Maybe I could ask you about, or we can share together, one of the backbones of our work or expression here at Cosmic Embrace, which in the past was Openhand Academy. So how do you see that influenced the journey or the expression as we are offering right now?
The way to work with inner blockages, or how to work towards full soul expression. I think that's really one of the key things, that way of establishing the connection within, and then being able to feel what is going on, what is you, what is not you, and how to process it. I think that was really valuable to bring from that work. Also a lot of awareness about what is going on in the field. How are certain energies moving? How are they? What is their agenda, so to speak? And how is this expressed through different faculties of spiritual work in the world, and how to be discerning of this. I feel like that's been very valuable, and that we carry into this work here. Joining, blending it with our own expression, or the energy that wants to accompany. It's its own flavor, but it was a solid foundation to work with.
Yeah, for me what I feel is some sense of deep resonance with the mission, at least the way how I'm perceiving and feeling it. But then seeing or discovering authentic individual ways how to express it, how to live it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe especially energetically, it's a very strong foundational aspect, as you mentioned. So having that level of inquiries, and then a sense of awareness about the field level dynamics. being able to engage with in our work, which is something that I feel also Cosmic Embrace is aspiring towards. But we have to be also honest and see how much we can bring and engage when working with our groups and people that are here, and some that are able to partake in the field work, and some that still have a lot of the individual processing to be done, is to be able to tune into that. But nevertheless, I feel that's actually a good anchoring of all that we might be processing in the past, and also the amplification of our individual journeys then converging and bringing this forth as the trajectory on the field level. And that's a big inspiration that I feel is shared in the field. Yeah, I'm looking, the viewers might not see, but I'm looking at that galactic or cosmic calendar that is just behind your back, and reflects different celestial alignments that are happening in our time. But maybe one greater question, just as the inquiry, how do you see now the movement or idea of Cosmic Embrace being part of some greater cosmic alignment, celestial alignment? What can us sitting here and doing the work and things we are doing and roaming around the woods bring into the macrocosmic perspective?
As we completely embody ourselves here, the more we move as that. So then it feels like we move it together with, if we're just sitting here and talking and we move something energetically, then at the same time something will be realigned in other planes and other dimensions, or even actual physical planes.
Yeah, I like the perspective of the universe coming here to us, to our higher selves, which was very well reflected through the mushroom season this year. Wasn't it fascinating?
I mean, I wasn't paying so much attention a year ago, but you shared that there were so many more different kinds and growing and regrowing and appearing everywhere. So that
colonies and families.
So that probably signifies some blending of different energies here in the forest.
A pee break! A pee break!
You see the larger impact of work like this that we are conducting or bringing here, how this can shape and affect society in the long term if something like this spreads and people are starting to really embody their souls. How would you see society would change?
What my focus is towards, also on societal terms, is, let's say, creating a bridge in terms of way of living, way of being. So if you are speaking about the societal impact, you can say hope is that quite a strong shift in the inner orientation, how people relate to daily life and to nature, to Gaia as a being, you can say. So at one level I'm kind of, I wouldn't say anticipating, I let go of that, but I'm still aiming towards some sense of a greater network of possible places like this happening, starting to emerge on the planet. Even though how things stand and what I'm seeing right now, there are not like some hopes or aim towards it. I feel that the blueprint of the work is at this point way more of energetic nature. So still creating a path, a way for those that are fully engaged on their journey of self-discovery, ascension, as nowadays commonly termed, to have a path to follow, energetically and practically, and to relate to as the reality around us is shifting, and as the society is starting to lose more and more of its structures, resources, safety mechanisms. So I see on that societal level the influence of that work as the buffer in the transition. So something that can assimilate the breakdown that is happening there, and at the same time serve as the co-creational aspect towards something new.
Thank you.
Yeah, so before we complete, as I feel we just briefly tapped or maybe shared from different viewpoints also in the greater nature of interdimensional shift and what we as Cosmic Embrace feel to actively engage in, so to say, or invite also other souls to become part of it. Maybe some invitation, maybe some concluding message, or how do we bring it to an end?
Yeah, it was really a pleasure to sit here with you and discuss the different topics and have an energetic exchange. And I hope it can be of value to those who are watching.
I also wish to share, I felt a little bit, I can almost say shy. Yeah, that aspect comes shy in just sitting with you, sharing in front of the camera. So I'm really grateful that you didn't eat me. That's the same. And yeah, for that level of connection. But more using this as the analogy, I would understand that that's what people often feel before starting to fully engage, connect, or come into work like this. And it's not because of us, because we freely share also our human shortcomings, but it's about the energy and the commitment and the depth of the work that we actually engage with and bring here, and the etheric energies that came since we've established a sanctuary and put a place. But I would still share this as the invitation for what people might wish to engage with, continue. If you have some questions, please put them and we would happily answer or include them in our next expression in whichever way it comes. If you want to be part of the podcast, if you want to be our guest, either for podcast or for just having a tea, first without camera, leave us a message and it will be a pleasure to welcome you. Share a cup of tea. The winter is going to be quite long. We have warmth here, and I feel that can be a nice invitation and inspiration.
Last percent is being used.
Safe as